Our goal is to stick very closely to the agenda. We will certainly have opportunity for the Board of Commissioners to have board comment as we move through towards the end of our meeting. At this time, we will go with item number 3, the approval of the agenda. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve the agenda as published.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Washington. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried. Item number 4, approval of the minutes from April the 14th, 2020.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. There's currently no unfinished business at this time. We're going to move right along to item number 6, which is our regular agenda, starting with item 2020-153.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is Director Rutledge. We have a contract with Cummins Incorporated doing business as Cummins Sales and Service. This is for fire rescue. This is for the purchase and installation of a new generator for the radio tower in the amount of $64,446,448.48. And Commissioners, as a reminder, as you go to make your motion and vote, if you could identify yourself, that way those who are listening in will know who's voting. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Rutledge. Commissioners, what is your pleasure?
So this is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve the contract for $64,446.48 as presented.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are we identifying ourselves as we vote also?
I think the identification, Commissioner Washington, is properly when you decide to make a motion and to second a motion, so that the listening audience can identify us at that point. If we get a unanimous vote, I don't think there's a need to individually identify each of us.
Mr. Chairman, this is the County Attorney.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I concur with your opinion and believe that for the record, because it's oral after the vote, the aye vote, if the chairman were to perfect the record by inviting the nay vote, because the nay vote, if it is silent, will indicate to the listeners that there are no people opposing and will reaffirm the unanimity of the vote itself.
Very good. We'll do as suggested. Thank you so, Mr. Attorney. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Moving on, item number 2020-154.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with Crown Castle for the Fire Rescue Department. It's the 5th Amendment to the tower lease. It's change order number 18 to contract 2007-46. It's the lease for tower space for the AMI, the radio read program. It's the amount of $350 per month.
Commissioner, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve the contract as presented.
And I second that motion. Commissioner Williams.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 2020-155.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with the Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency. This is with the Fire Rescue Department. This is for Emergency Management Performance Grant. This is for the fiscal year 2019. It's the acceptance of the grant amount of $25,565 for July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2019, and this is submitted for ratification.
I move to ratify the contract, but it's from July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Commissioner Washington?
I'm sorry, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to the next item, item number 2020-156, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is with the Georgia Department of Public Health and Georgia Emergency Communications Authority. This is for the Department of Fire Rescue. This is a confidentiality agreement to receive address information concerning the COVID-19 test in the Rockdale community. This is at no cost, but also submitted as a ratification.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to ratify this contract as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 2020-157, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a contract with Deckard Technologies Incorporated. This is with the Planning and Development Department. This is for professional services for rentalscape assessment and monitoring. It's in the amount of $500 per year. It's a 1 year with option to renew 2 additional 1 year periods.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Commissioner Williams, I move to approve this contract.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 158, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with Engineering Strategies Incorporated, ESI. This is with the Water Resources Department. This is for construction management for the water treatment maintenance building, and it's in the amount of $71,876, and it's for 8 months.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
I move to approve this contract as presented. This is Commissioner Washington.
And I second that motion. Commissioner Williams.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 2020-159, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with the Georgia Department of Transportation for the Water Resources Department. This is for the 138 widening from east of Almond Creek to Amherst Lane. This is to relocate and adjust the Rockdale Water Resources water and sewer facilities in the amount of $60,570.36.
Commissioner Williams, I move to approve this contract.
Commissioner Washington, I second that motion. I'm sorry.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 2020-160, please.
Thank you. This is a contract with Lefco Development Incorporated. This is with the Department of Recreation and Maintenance. This is change order number 1 to the contract 2019-180. This is for the probate magistrate building renovation. This is to furnish and install various alterations and upgrades. It's an additional amount, $9,268.76.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
I'm sorry. It was Commissioner Washington that made the motion.
Okay, it's been properly motioned by Commissioner Washington and seconded by Commissioner Williams. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number
Chairman,
161. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I was by there yesterday, and I really like the new front door. It looks very professional.
It looks good.
Yeah, they've done some phenomenal work in there. In fact, that the old clay building has a complete new identity. I'm sure that Judge Atten and Judge Cuthbert, as well as the citizens of Rockdale County, will be well pleased with the construction and the work they've done. And they've utilized every ounce of the space in that building. Absolutely.
Right. It looks great.
Item 2020-161, please.
Yes, thank you. This is a contract with Sunbelt Builders Incorporated. This is for the Recreation and Maintenance Department. It's change order number 2 to contract 2019-172. This is for the Pine Log Court renovations. It's an additional fill to level the tennis courts and provide proper slope for the drainage. It's an additional amount of $39,366.
So this is Commissioner Williams, and I'm going to move to approve the contract, but I just want folks to realize that this has really been an interest of Commissioner Washington's, and she has followed this through.
I second that motion. Thank you so much, Commissioner Williams. I am so excited to see these tennis courts become what is indicative of a Rockdale County standard, and I'm sure that the citizens that utilize them almost on a daily basis are going to be so proud to see the finished product.
Well, I too want to say hats off to Commissioner Washington, because she was very diligent in moving forward with this initiative. She worked really hand in hand with Parks and Recreation to see it through, and I'm sure after all this time, Commissioner Washington has secured her a new set of racks so that she can go out and hit a few balls as well. But we certainly are proud of this. And did we take up the motion yet?
Yes,
we have a motion and a second.
Okay, that's right. Thank you. It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is item 2020-162. This is with the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association for the Recreation and Maintenance Department. It's an innovative program grant in the amount of $1,000, and it goes through May 1st, 2020 through December 20th, 2020, and it's submitted for ratification.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
I move to ratify the I move to ratify this contract as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 163, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is with Georgia Food Services of Pinellas County Incorporated, doing business as Georgia Food Service Incorporated. This is for the Recreation and Maintenance Department, the Senior Services Division. It's a change order number 1 to 2019-150. This is for home delivered meals, and it's a unit price contract, and it's to extend the term through the end of this year.
So Commissioner Williams, I move to approve the contract as presented.
Commissioner Washington, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Commissioner Washington.
Is this does anybody know if the senior I know we talked about extending the senior services, the food delivery for the seniors. I just want to make sure that our seniors are being taken care of during the COVID crisis. Is this extending, making sure that they're eating during this crisis? Does this contract do that?
Yes, Commissioner Washington, you'd be delighted to know that our Senior Services Manager, Ms. Susan Morgan, and her staff have done as you would say, a yeoman's job. They have gone above and beyond the call of duty to created a drive-through service over there for folks to actually pick up additional food and groceries, and this is above what they were able to get in terms of the Meals on Wheels program. The Meals on Wheels program is very much alive and well and activated, but in addition to that, they've created an opportunity for those persons in our senior community, specifically our seniors, if they need additional food and grocery items, they were able to do that and do it in a very safe manner while practicing social distancing and folks not having to even get out of their vehicles and could drive through. So both commissioners, when you get a chance to talk to our senior services manager, Ms. Susan Morgan, please give her a big thank you. I almost said a high five and a fat fist bump, but that wouldn't be social distancing.
Yeah.
So at least tell her thank you or shoot her a nice email or send her a call. But to answer your question, Commissioner Washington, things are moving right along, and we have certainly had our seniors at the top of the list. Absolutely.
So, Mr. Chairman, this is Director Rutledge. I just wanted to add one thing. It's my understanding also from Director Sanders, who of course oversees that department, that over 10,000 meals have been served.
You're absolutely right. Go ahead, Commissioner Washington.
Oh no, I was saying that's excellent, because that has been a concern of mine throughout this COVID. I've gotten so many calls and texts and emails about people who need food, and I've been concerned about our seniors. So I just wanted to make sure that they were being taken care of.
And they have been, especially throughout this entire crisis. Again, I'm telling you, from the beginning of this whole crisis situation concerning this pandemic, our seniors have been taken care of here in Rockdale County, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud of Susan Morgan and the team over there. And in fact, public relations did a great job memorializing the work that they've done, and they put it out on broadcast. So that's something that you can also pull up from Director Diaz when you get an opportunity to actually see, to get a real good visual of what took place. Yes, indeed.
Right.
All right. Director Rutledge, did we follow through the protocol on this item, or where are we with this?
So we need to vote. We have a motion and a second.
Okay. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Item number 164, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with Volkert Incorporated, and this is for the Transportation Department. It's change order number 2 to contract 2017-93. This is for the high mast lighting at Sigmund and Salem Road. This is a phase 4 of the construction, and it's to extend the term through December 31st, 2021.
Well, I know that there are some folks doing cartwheels and James Brown splits this morning listening to this, because and you do know it takes a lot to do a James Brown split. But this one is one that, and I've got to say thanks to State Representative Pam Dickerson, who has worked very closely with our Transportation Department, and Mr. Brian Allen and Director John Moretto with this project. She's been with this project from day one on the state's part of it. We were able now to get it to this point, so we're all excited. It's really going to do a lot for our community, particularly there at the intersection of I-20 and Sigmund Road. So I just wanted to make mention of that. Commissioners, what is your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this contract as presented.
Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 165, please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with Atlas Technical Consultants, LLC. This is for the Transportation Department. It's change order number 1 to contract 2019-67. This is for the off-system design safety improvement, And this is to complete the design phase and to extend the term to December 31st, 2020.
Commissioners, what's your
So
pleasure?
this is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve the contract as presented.
Commissioner Washington, second.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 166, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a contract with Brooks, Berry, Haney and Associates Incorporated. This is for the Transportation Department, and this is for the high mast lighting at I-20 and Sigmund Road and Salem Road as well. And this is in the amount of $2,720,628.80, and this is the term is 365 days from the notice to proceed.
Okay, Commissioners, your pleasure, please.
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this contract as presented.
And I second that motion. Commissioner Williams?
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor? I'm sorry, go ahead,
I would make sure this is part of the Sigmund Road widening project.
Yes, ma'am. This encompasses both the Sigmund Road at I-20 and Salem Road at I-20. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Make it.
Okay.
I just want people to know what we're spending $2 million on. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. This is a part of the high mast lighting project that we just make mention of, and certainly once this project is completed, all of the citizens in Rockdale County will be well pleased. As you know, there are certain portions of I-20, both eastbound and westbound. When you're entering into certain counties, you notice that the intersections of those off ramps, which serve as the gateways to those communities, are very well lit, very illuminated. We want to do the same thing here in Rockdale County. Not only is it a safety feature, but it also gives people clarity as to exactly where they are. We want folks to know when they're entering and exiting Rockdale County. So this is going to be a big plus for us along the I-20 corridor.
And Mr. Chairman, that's correct. We've got another one that's following too. All three of these will go together as a big project, and I can supply all the additional information as well. The links are on the website, and I can also send all that information as this is such a big project.
It is a huge project, and certainly do appreciate that. I think that would be great, Director Rutledge, making sure that both officials are abreast on what it. Okay, where are we on this one, Director Rutledge?
Okay, so we had a motion and a second, and we're item 166.
Okay, all right. It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 167, also high mast lighting project.
That is correct, and it's also with the Georgia Department of Transportation, same project, and it's 365 days from the day of notice to proceed, and it's submitted for ratification.
So I move to ratify this contract. This is Commissioner Williams.
Commissioner Washington seconds that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a contract with Velocio LLC, and this is with the Technology Services Department. This is for procurement automation. This is a change order number 2 to the contract 2019-82, and this is to add additional 40 hours to support the purchase requisition implementation project, and it's an additional $7,800.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this contract as presented.
And I second that motion. Commissioner Williams.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 169.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, same vendor, Velocio LLC, and this is also with technology services and part of the procurement automation, which this day and age, this is a very, very good thing that we're doing right now. And this is change order number 3 to contract 2019-82, and it's to add additional 40 hours to support the purchase requisition implementation project to bring it to the conclusion, and it's an additional $7,800.
So Commissioner Williams, I move to approve this contract as presented.
Commissioner Washington seconds that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor? I'm sorry.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So we've actually had to make 2 changes to this contract, and so we're actually looking at what, $15,600 total in additional? Okay.
Yes.
That is correct, Commissioner. Are you prepared to move forward?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Did I already approve it?
There was a motion and a second.
No. I yield to the question, and now I'm going to wrap it up. It's been properly motioned and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Item number 170.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is with the Department of Veteran Services, and it's through the Department of Finance. It's our lease agreement at 983 Taylor Street, and it's the amount of $1 per year for the landlord. It's for 1 year with 8 successive 1-year renewal periods.
Well, we certainly appreciate the work that they're doing over the Department of Veteran Services there. And I think it's a big, big plus, Commissioners, that Rockdale County does have a Georgia State Department of Veteran Services that's located here at our J.P. Carr complex. Makes it very convenient for the veterans that live here in Rockdale County, and they do a wonderful job. I can't think of too many days that when I'm over there, there's not a decent crowd of veterans coming in and out for information and services about what's going on in terms of veteran services. So that's a big plus that we have them here. Commissioners, what is your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this contract as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion. And I do have a question. Is this office open right now, or are they closed, or what's happening?
To my understanding, they're open on limited hours because this office, although is housed within our complex, is operated and managed by the Georgia State Department of Veteran Services. So they also have been adhering to the governor's order in terms of sheltering in place. There's a contact information for veterans who happen to go by there for whatever reason, but they've been operating in some very limited hours during this pandemic. Yes, ma'am.
So if someone needed assistance with an application or information, they could make a telephone call. Is that it?
That's correct. They could make a call, and if they happen to go by there not knowing that the facility is closed, there is a contact number for folks to call, and they will be able to get the help and the assistance that they need.
Okay, that's great.
Thank you so much. All right. Where are we on this one, Director Rutledge?
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and we need a vote.
All right, it's been all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you so much. Item number 171, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is with the Rockdale County Board of Education, and this is for stormwater management. This is a memorandum of agreement for the culvert replacement at Zingara Road at the new J.H. House Elementary School. It's in an amount not to exceed $40,000 and the work to be completed by the Board of Education's contractor.
Okay, Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve the contract as presented.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 172, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a renewal of the contract with Kaiser Permanente through Talent Management Department. This is for the major medical coverage for employees and their dependents that are with Kaiser Permanente. And this is January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this contract.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 173, please.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we're down to requisitions, and this is a requisition for the Fire Rescue Department with Peachtree Equipment, and this is to purchase a message board in the amount of $16,000.
Okay, Commissioners, your pleasure.
Commissioner Williams, I move to approve this requisition as presented.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions?
Yes,
All in
I'm wondering where that message board is going.
Okay, Commissioner Williams, let me find out exactly where it's going to be, but I know we've already been using this through, I believe, the EMA.
Okay, so is this something on the interstate, that kind of message board, or?
So it's been used for the testing, the drive-through testing. I know we're doing that right now, so that's something that we need. So that was definitely one of the places. I think there's a few other places as well, but it's definitely through the COVID-19 and the testing response. But it's definitely going to be used in other places as well. I didn't want to just say for this particular time, but obviously we are needing that. That's why we have it right now.
Okay, thank you.
And she's absolutely.
Okay, this is. I'm sorry, Chair, but this is Chief Hambrick. That sign is going to be mobile, Commissioner Williams. We can use it at any place at any time. So that's why we're doing it this particular way. It can be used for various different purposes.
Okay, so the funding for that, was that something that came because specifically because of COVID-19? So did that come from a grant or EMA funds?
What we're doing right now with COVID-19 purchases is we are keeping a very detailed list of all the purchases that we're making, including this message board, and anything that can be reimbursed through GEMA or FEMA, or any other grant or legislative packages that come out that we can, be reimbursed for. We're definitely doing that, and this is one of those expenses that we will be asked to be reimbursed for, because we have to make sure that people are aware where these testing sites are and how to get there and that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. And Commissioner Williams, we get that grant every single year through GEMA. So it's an EMPG grant. So it is a grant, and we receive it every year through GEMA.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Thanks, Chief Hambrick, Director Rutledge, and very good question in there, Commissioner Williams. And I think that it's been properly motioned and second, and we entertained several questions and concerns. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Item 2020-174 is a requisition with the Sheriff's Office for the vendor flock safety, and this is for license plate reader in the amount of $16,000.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this this purchase as presented, contract as
And
presented.
Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions about the license plate reader? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 175, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition for technology services with Southern Computer Warehouse, and this is part of the computer refresh project in the amount of $74,987.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Commissioner Williams, I move to approve this requisition.
Commissioner Washington, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 176, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition for the Transportation Department. It's for Atkins Global and the construction, engineering, and inspection of the Klondike Road project in the amount of $511,272.99.
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion. Commissioner Williams?
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 177, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a requisition also for the Transportation Department with Atlas Technical, and this is for construction, engineering, and inspection for the Grenade Road project in the amount of $50,000.
This is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve this requisition as presented.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 178, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition for the Transportation Department. This is for construction material services and material testing for the high mast lighting project in the amount of $57,000.
Okay, Commissioners, your pleasure.
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve the requisition as presented. Was it a requisition?
And I second that motion. Commissioner Williams?
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 179, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition for the Transportation Department, and this is for construction material services and materials testing for the Klondike Road project, and this is the amount of $110,000.
This is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve this requisition as presented.
Commissioner Washington seconds that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 180, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is also a requisition for the Transportation Department for Atkins Global, and this is for the benefits cost analysis in the amount of $30,000.
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve this requisition as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition for the Transportation Department, and this is for American Lighting, and this is for the Parker Road Highway 138 signal modification in the amount of $16,687.
This is Commissioner Williams. I move to approve this requisition as presented.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions?
Yes, I had a question because I know we made the adjustment where we put in a left turn lane. So I wondered what this signal modification was about.
Okay. 1 second. I'm pulling it up. Okay, this one is to adjust some of the safety concerns, and it is for ratification, so I'm sure it's the same.
It is exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
it is the same. And I was about to give kudos to Commissioner Williams because kind of like the folks on Facebook, she poked the Transportation Department and Director. Our brand new director, John Moretto, and Deputy Director Blair Barnhart went out there, and voila, they got it all up. And we received a pouring of emails and text messages from the community, and people are really excited about it. Now you can safely make that left turn onto Highway 138 from Old Parker Road, and from Parker Road right there by the Zaxby's. So thanks, Commissioner Williams, for being persistent and pushing it through and poking the Transportation Department.
Absolutely. It was. Now you're seeing it come to fruition and on the agenda now, so come full circle.
Okay. Well, since it was already done and it didn't say ratification, I thought, what else are we doing there? Because
no, you're right. It is. It should be ratification.
All right. That was huge.
It's very huge. Okay, so all right, so we got so excited about that one, Director Rutledge. I got a little twisted on that one.
Where we have a motion and a second, and we're just about to vote.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. All right. Motion carries. Just keep in mind, folks, there is a new left-hand turn signal there, so you should be able to move and proceed into that intersection a whole lot safer. And again, thanks, Commissioner Williams, for all that you do. Item number 182, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is a requisition for the Water Resources Department for Boyles Environmental Solutions. It's for the CCTV inspection in the amount of $49,600.
Commissioner Washington. This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve the requisition as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 183, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition for the Water Resources Department. This is for IPR Southeast for the Weatherwood Sewer Project in the amount of $33,708.
I move to approve this requisition. This is Commissioner Williams.
Commissioner Washington seconds that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 184, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a requisition with, sorry, 1 second. This is a requisition for the Water Resources Department as well, and it's for Pi Barker Engineered Solutions for a compressor in the amount of $26,417.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve the requisition as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Just before we move forward to item number 185, it appears that we're coming to the close and near the close of our agenda. Just want to alert both of the commissioners to grab a hold of their notes in reference to their board comments. We're fast coming up on board comments here just after a few more requisitions and surplus equipment. Just wanted to point that out as we proceed forward. We are doing excellent on time. It is 10:48, and we're taking care of the people's business. Item number 185, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is a requisition for transportation with KCI Technologies Incorporated. This is for the construction, engineering, and inspection of the high mass lighting project in the amount of $216,840.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
I move to approve the requisition as presented.
This is Commissioner Washington. I second it.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 186, please. Surplus of equipment.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a request to surplus equipment from the Superior Court.
Commissioners, your pleasure.
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to declare the items as surplus as presented.
This is Commissioner Williams. I second it.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 187, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a request for an alcoholic beverage license, and the location is this is for a request for a new ownership and this name. Okay. How about I just give the address? The name of the establishment is located at 4034 Georgia Highway 20, and it's Mr. Abdul Shakur. It's an existing location, but new applicant.
You did real good on that name,
Thank
too,
you.
Director Rutledge. Yes,
Thank
you
you.
did. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve the request for an alcoholic beverage license as presented.
Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carried. I noticed Commissioner Washington got real excited on that one. Item number 188.
Yes,
No
Mr.
way.
Chairman.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Our last item is a requisition to draw down from the unit price contract that was on the agenda earlier for the Senior Service Center for Georgia Food, the Home Delivered Meals Program, and this requisition's in the amount of $72,840.
This is Commissioner Washington. I move to approve that requisition as presented.
And Commissioner Williams, I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right. Okay, well, congratulations, commissioners. And just before I go to board comments, I'm going to yield again to Chief Hambrick. I'll start with him for any updates that he deemed necessary at this time. Chief Hambrick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, commissioners, we have continued our weekly meetings with the directors. Right now, our focus at the direction of the chairman is a transition. When that time is to occur, and I'm pretty sure he'll talk about that in his comments, but we're already starting to think proactively as to how we will, when we get the green light, to transition our employees back into the workplace with safety as our top priority. We are also continuing our updates with the elected officials on every Friday with the City of Conyers administration, as well as the Rockdale County Board of Education, making sure that we are working in solidarity with those particular entities as it relates to the overall common good for the county. One of the things that we also wanted to mention was we were able to successfully have our Rock Squared meeting. Director Holmes from our Department of Talent Management has done a wonderful job as it relates to making sure that we are facilitating the forward progression of our particular employees throughout the county. She's also, at the direction of the chairman, is heading our transition team. We have a task force for COVID-19 as it relates to some of the things that we can put into place to make sure that we are safe inside the workplace. In terms of the amount of calls that have been coming in terms of people being compliant, obviously you all know that the governor kind of released some of the requirement as it relates to being sheltered in place. We have seen a reduction in terms of complaints. So we're getting the nick of it. We're trying to be as responsive as we possibly can. The EMA director and I have been working closely with the hospital as well as other entities, making sure that as a county government, we are supporting what their efforts as much as we possibly can with the resources that we have. That's all I have at this point, Mr. Chairman. I'm pretty sure you can give the update that we received this morning in terms of the cases from where we're standing as Rockdale County in terms of COVID. Does anyone have any questions for me, Commissioners, Chairman? And if not, then that's all that I have.
Thank you, Chief Hambrick. Thank you, Chief Hambrick, for that update. We certainly do appreciate that. Chief, do you want to take just another moment and elaborate on the leadership that you're doing with the City of Conyers and working with the Mayor's Office in terms of planning and development and zoning for projects that are currently ongoing in and around the City of Conyers and Rockdale County?
Yes, sir. So we have, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I've had conversations with the city manager as well as Chief David Spann, who is the COO for the city, in terms of some of the projects that we have out of our planning department, specifically the Planning Commission. And so obviously COVID-19 has put a halt in some of our abilities to be able to meet, but utilizing technology as we are on the phone today, we want to reopen the opportunity so we can go ahead and push forward some of those initiatives that have been impacted by way of just being halted because of COVID-19. So we spoke with the COO on yesterday. We're working very closely with our Director of Planning and Development, Director Casey Kersick, and I'm pleased to announce that we're going to be moving forward in terms of reopening the floodgates so that we could keep economic development at the forefront, and we can continue services for Rockdale County, not just service delivery to the residents specifically, but also being able to serve those developers and those individuals that are looking to enter our county and partner with us to add to our coffers, but not only add to our coffers, but to also add more opportunities and options for the residents of Rockdale County. So we are working with the city because we conduct some of those meetings cohesively in a synergistic manner together so that we can make sure that, you know, we are collaborative and, you know, they're not getting one thing from the city and something goes from the county. So, Mr. Chairman, we are moving that forward with the city.
And what kind of manner you said, what was that word you used? What kind of manner was that?
In a synergistic.
Synergistic.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard that term ever, Chief Hambrick. You reached. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Synergistic. Commissioner Williams, did you hear that?
The word of the day is.
Oh.
Well, it's the adjective form of synergy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Williams. I appreciate that.
When we have our new words next year, Chair, that will be one of our words, synergistic.
You just like a preacher, come up with a word in a minute, but I don't want to get too deep and too far into my comments. So I'm gonna yield to Director Rutledge at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be using very elementary words.
Me too.
I don't want to, make myself have to do something. I don't even know what it means. So
we'll let Corey just shine with the words for the week.
I'll have to go get me a thesaurus if that's what I got to do this morning. So anyway.
Good luck on that. I'm not even sure they sell those anymore.
Yeah, I'm paying myself, aren't I? Thesaurus. People are going, what is that?
Google it.
Anyway. Yeah, Google it. That's it. So, all right, I have a couple of updates this morning. So for the month of May, we will continue Board of Commissioners meetings in this fashion via teleconference. We have one scheduled for May the 12th and May the 26th, unless for some reason we decide to do something a little bit differently. The Georgia General Assembly, the Speaker of the House, has said he would like to have the Assembly come back together on June 11th, but the Lieutenant Governor is saying mid-May. So stay tuned. Not sure exactly when we'll be back in session, given that. Now, last week we saw legislative package, package number 4, but they're referring to it as 3.5 approved, which gave more money back to the Small Business Administration to give out loans and things of that nature, which is good. So we hope more small businesses will be able to apply and successfully get some money for their paycheck protection programs and things of that nature. It also gave more money to hospitals and states. We're also looking at a fifth package coming along that hopefully will give direct aid and flexible direct spending to cities, counties, and those affected with the COVID-19. So we will stay tuned for that. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes my comments this morning, and I appreciate you letting me say a couple of things. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Rutledge, and certainly appreciate the way you've navigated us through these meetings. I'm going to start now with Commissioner Washington with board comments. Commissioner Washington.
Yes. First of all, I would like to commend Rockdale County staff because with all the things that we had on the agenda today, you can see that everybody is still working hard, even with the remote, in the remote capacities that they're working. Just about every department, well, most departments had something on the agenda to be approved. We're still moving, we're still operating, and that is great to see and be a part of. So that would be my first comment. The second thing that I would like to address is a lot of people have emailed, called me. I was assisting a constituent who needed services because they did not think that they had enough food to make it. So I just want to let everybody know that the school system, if you have children, the school system is providing meals for the children that give them Monday through Friday. They give them a lunch and a breakfast. If you can get to the library at 11 o'clock, they have they have meals. That's where I've been sending people. Most people can at least make it to the library. And also Excel Church, they are giving meals. They're feeding people every day from 3 to 5. So those are two resources that we have in the community. If anybody needs food, I just wanted to put those are the two places that I've been sending people if they are in need of anything. The next thing is we have to remember that we are still in the season of the census. Please complete your census because we still want a complete count. We still want 100%. I think we're at 40-something%, so we need to get those numbers up a lot. I wanted everybody to make sure that they're completing their census. If whoever lived in your house as of April the 1st, those are the people, that you count in your house. And then make sure that you talk about it and ask someone else if they've completed their census also. If you are a property owner, and if you have rental property or something like that, you might want to just send a note or a letter or something and ask your renters to complete their census because we definitely need those numbers. The next thing I would like to encourage people, there are several Facebook groups that are going on that are encouraging people to adopt a senior. These seniors have been through a lot. They're going through a lot. There are several of them that, this has just been a trying time for them. They didn't get to have a lot of the things and the closure that most of our seniors are having. I've adopted 2 seniors, but I did hear that they are having proms and graduations, but it's not going to be the same, because they just didn't have these final months with their peers. So if you can go on Facebook, Rockdale County has several sites that you can adopt as seniors. I'm encouraging people to adopt a senior just to make their transition from high school into whatever their next endeavor is a little bit easier. And my last comment would be I'm encouraging people to utilize some form of self-care during this this process that we're going through now. Just take care of yourself, your mental self. Do something that is relaxing to you. I've started these coloring. They are like color by number, but you just press them because I don't color very well, but it's very relaxing. Just do something to take your mind off the negativity that helps your mental or your physical well-being. And those are all of my comments. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Washington, I think I heard you say you pulled out the coloring book.
It's not a coloring book. It's a coloring
Are you
app.
Are you staying within the lines? Are you staying within the lines?
With this coloring app, you have you just touch the number and it colors.
Well, I remember how you was doing back in the 3rd grade. You were all over the paper. You're
You're right.
You got to stay within the lines. And you can't use red for everything.
You're right. I tried. I have some pink and green
Oh, you're going to get in trouble. I'm going to leave you alone right there. All right, Commissioner Williams, board comment.
Well, carrying on with self-care, I am not doing coloring, but I did pick up some knitting needles and some yarn, and I thought if I watch enough tutorials, I might be able to remind myself how to knit a scarf or something. I used to do that many years ago, but it's been decades.
You may notice, Commissioner Williams, that scarves, you're talking about scarves. Scarves have really become popular all over again during this whole COVID-19. You've been paying attention to the national news. There's a different scarf every day.
Okay, so I have several comments. One, first off, I wanted to let Director Rutledge know how much I appreciate the timely updates on the governor's press conferences, on the president's press conferences, on funding issues, what's happening in Congress as far as COVID-19. She mentioned the funding that the latest round of funding, and they are discussing another round of funding. It seems to be likely that in this next round of funding there will be money for local and state governments, and I think that we need to continue to advocate for that with our congressmen and our senators, and let them know that we are being as that our county is in a good spot, that we aren't going to need funds to to fix any kind of problems in the past, because that has been a concern, that really we just are going to need funds just to compensate for the expenses that we have incurred, as well as the loss of revenue we know is coming because of COVID-19. So that really is something that not just the county leaders should be aware of, but the public should be aware of also. I echo Commissioner Washington's comments about the census. This is where a lot of federal funding and state funding is allocated from the population count in the census. So it's an unusual decade with this COVID-19, but we need to be vigilant and make sure that we are checking with everybody and communicating with everybody about filling out their census report. Testing for COVID-19 has picked up quite extensively. A couple weeks ago, they had testing out at the horse park. I know there was some testing in Covington last week. There will be testing again this Friday at the horse park. You do need an appointment, but you do not need a doctor referral. And the number to get that appointment is 770-513-5631. Let me say that again. 770-513-5631. And they're looking especially for healthcare workers, essential workers, our grocery store workers, our all of those that have remained open, because as things have progressed, we know that people who have no symptoms at all can still be testing positive. And that's nice for them that they don't have any symptoms, but the problem is that they can be spreading it to others who can develop serious symptoms. On that line, I think it's important that we don't get quarantine fatigue, and that self-care is a piece, but we need to not become lax about washing our hands for 20 seconds, about wearing a mask when we're out in public. And again, wearing a mask is not for yourself. It's to protect others in case you should have the virus and be asymptomatic. And encouraging those to social distance and stay home if you don't need to go out. Let's see. I think those are all of my comments. I think it's a time that for some I know has been very positive. I've had conversations with a couple of people who appreciate the extra time to kind of just sit and be more still, to not be in such a hurry to get places and be places and do things. And I know that in the people that I've talked to, that there is, it's given them time to reflect on what really are their priorities in life. And I think that's a really important piece, I think, that can also help our mental health if we think about the positive aspects of this particular time and how we can manage it. I do have one more thing. There is a benefit dinner that will be virtual this Saturday with for Sarah. And if you remember, Casey McClure heads up that nonprofit that helps women and men who are in the entertainment industry to leave that industry and rebuild their confidence and their education and move forward in their lives. And that will be this Saturday at 6 o'clock. So when I get that information, she's supposed to email me the information with the login information. I will try to get that to Director Diaz so that people who are interested can also join in that activity. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams, for your comments. And I just want to, before I go into my comments, I want to say thank you to both Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams. They have certainly been a major sounding board to the staff and to this office as we've all navigated through this entire pandemic. And I just really do appreciate the collaboration of this board in terms of making sure that all of our first responders and all of our folks out on the front lines of trying to manage this crisis have had what we needed to have. And again, I want to say hats off to our Emergency Management Director, Chief Dan Morgan. Not only is he tasked with keeping up with all of the receipts from every item that's purchased as it relates to this pandemic, he has certainly been on the front lines of crisis management, working side by side with Dr. Arona from the health department and been out on the front lines again with the testing that we've had out at the horse park. I also want to make mention to the spirit of collaboration with the City of Conyers, the Mayor's Office, and the City Manager. We have all worked very hand in hand. There's been clear communication throughout this entire pandemic, and when you're a community as small as Conyers and Rockdale County, it just makes all the sense in the world that we're working together and we're in constant communication. And I do want to say a big shout out to the City Manager Tony Lucas and our Mayor Vince Evans, also to the school system, Dr. Terry Oates. As Commissioner Washington made mention of the school buses moving throughout these communities, delivering those lunches to our young people and making sure that young people are not going hungry during this time, although school is shut down, the school buses. And so to the Rockdale County Public School System, the Board of Education, Dr. Terry Oates, and all of the fine people that are part of those lunchroom staffs and the bus drivers from the Transportation Department. We want to make sure we give them a shout out too for making sure that Rockdale's children are being fed during this time, although school is out. So thanks for all the collaboration. It just speaks volumes for the kind of community that we are when everybody can come together. I want to take a moment and highlight and basically just kind of spotlight our local small businesses, because all of you all know that throughout this pandemic, so many of our small businesses, barbershops, beauty salons, nail salons, restaurants, cafes, bistros, laundries, you name it, all small businesses throughout our community have been impacted one way or the other. I'm encouraging everybody, let's breathe life into our small businesses, help make those cash registers ring. By all means, if you can order online from a small business or go do a curbside or delivery type service, we encourage you to do that. Pretty soon, everything will be back open and up and running in due season and due time, and we encourage you to make your way to your local small businesses first when you're looking for products, goods, and services. Thank you to our Chamber of Commerce, Fred Boscarina, our president of the local Conyers Rockdale Chamber of Commerce, he has collaborated with the chairman's office and mayor's office to make sure that we conduct a survey of all of our local small business, just kind of checking their pulse to see what they may be in need of, the status of their business, whether they're on the verge of closing, what can the local government do, what can we do to help our local small business people sustain. And the Chamber of Commerce have put together a survey so that they can hear from those business owners and find out what can we as a community and as community leaders can do to help support our local small business. So we certainly do appreciate the Chamber of Commerce taking lead with that. Also want to give a shout out to the Finance Department working hand in hand with Director Rutledge in preparing the agenda. Commissioners, y'all know this agenda, it just doesn't appear. Somebody has to go item by item and make sure that it's prepared, and we certainly doing this remote work plan. Appreciate the fine work of all of our talent in various departments, and certainly that includes finance, working very closely with Director Rutledge, our Legislative Affairs Director, to make sure they can put together a very good agenda for us to be able to bring this meeting to the citizens of Rockdale County. So to Director Miller and Director Rutledge, although I get y'all mixed up from time to time, big shout out to both Finance and Legislative Affairs for the fine work that y'all do in terms of putting this.
They look so much alike.
They look so much alike, so much alike.
Oh, we really do. So.
Also, Chief Hambrick made mention of the transition back to work task force. Our employees are excited as they have been really working through this pandemic on this remote work plan, but so many of our employees are eager to return back to campus and back to the workplace. We want to make sure that we do that in a proper way in terms of making sure that all workplaces and spaces and the work environment is clean and sanitized, and we want to make sure that before we just bring everybody back, that we have enough PPE to bring people back into a safe work environment. And we're going to do that, Commissioners, through phases. June 1st is our target date that we're working to begin bringing our employees back. We want to make sure they have plenty ample time to make arrangement with children and all those things that they have to be responsible for as they prepare to return back to the workplace. So I really want to say a big thank you to Director Tony Holmes over in Talent Management, who is leading this effort as HR and Talent Management should, but she's got some very fine and capable directors that are serving on this task force, along with Chief Hambrick, to make sure that we bring and transition Rockdale County employees back at the appropriate time and in the safe manner so that we can assure each and every one of our employees that they're returning back to a safe work environment. Also want to say thank you to all of our local clergy, local pastors, and funeral directors who participated in our COVID-19 conference call on last Thursday that was set up by the Public Relations Department. I asked that we reach out to our local clergy to give them an update. And I also want to say thank you to all of those churches and faith-based entities who have been hosting online worship services instead of bringing people into the congregation. And although I know the governor has allowed it now so that folks can return back to church, I've still heard from several pastors who said they're going to continue to shelter in place and practice social distance and continue with their online services for a little while longer as America transitioned back to a sense and a place of normalcy. But I want to just make mention to the pastors participating and being a part of helping us navigate through this entire time. Also, Dr. Arona with the Gwinnett Rockdale Newton Health Department, she is the executive director, and she has done a yeoman's job, Commissioner Washington, working with Chief Morgan and being a part of making sure that Rockdale get all of what it needs to identify those persons that need to be tested here in Rockdale County. And last but not least, Once again, I want to give a big shout out to all of the healthcare workers, all of the truck drivers, everybody that works at a grocery store, all of the folks that's out there on the front line making sure that the heartbeat of America stays alive, and that folks behind the scenes are really putting themselves at risk so that the rest of us can have food on our tables and to be able to provide for our families, and that we are all healthy and safe. So first responders, healthcare workers, truck drivers, grocery store employees, everybody who's been a part of putting their hand to the plow, we certainly do appreciate it. And one last thing, you all may have noticed, commissioners, that we've done some extensive road work in terms of striping our roads. Traffic has been lower. So not only did were we able and successful with putting the left turn light up there at Parker Road and 138, we've got crews out trimming overgrown trees that's hanging over the road, as well as striping our roadways, and it really looks good. And the citizens have really been calling in or emailing in, should I say, thanking us for the work that our Rockdale Department of Transportation has done and is doing as we speak. And community improvement team, don't forget about them. They've had to go out on a couple of emergency runs to pick up some things that were dropped off in the middle of some of our roadways, and to prevent from there being a road hazard or an accident, they've been dispatched to get out and pick up some of that debris that's been left. Rockdale is resilient. Rockdale will recover. We're looking forward and excited about bringing our employees back June 1st. We're going to do that, as I stated a moment ago, in a very safe and timely fashion, and we're going to phase those employees back into the workplace. But we want to assure each and every one of our employees that they're coming back to a safe work environment, and we're giving them plenty enough time to prepare with their families and to be able to return back to the campus and continue to move Rockdale County forward. Now, Director Rutledge, is there any need for a cyber or teleconference style executive session today?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Washington, are there any last comments you have to make?
None. Thank you.
Commissioner Williams?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I just want to say to all of the citizens of Rockdale County, thank you for being patient with us. We appreciate your understanding as we move and continue to navigate through this pandemic. We encourage you to be safe, continue to practice social distancing, and let's stay healthy, Rockdale. And I think we're on the way out of this situation, and I believe that Rockdale, because you all have listened and you have done well throughout this whole pandemic, we're in good shape as it compares to a lot of other municipalities and counties, and that's because the people of Rockdale have worked together and they have sheltered in place, and we certainly do appreciate that. I continue to ask that you stay in place, only go out for essential needs and services, and when you do go out, continue to be safe, wash your hands, practice social distancing, and let's do what we need to do so we can get Rockdale rocking and rolling again. That ends my comments. Thank you all. God bless the United States of America, the great state of Georgia, and Rockdale County. This meeting is adjourned.